this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
The NFL playoffs are here, and it all starts with Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon.
Man, it all comes down to this.
12 teams, 6 games, 3 days, and one epic weekend.
My goodness!
It's win or go home, and every moment counts on the road to Super Bowl 60.
It's a touchdown!
Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon. January 10th through 12th. Visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hi, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark, a.k.a. Compass Head. With me is Charles W. Chucky Bryant.
Yes.
Chuck.
Chuck.
Bravo.
We have Matt, too, guest producer Matt.
Again, handsome guest producer Matt. He's a dreamboat, isn't he?
He is. Pay attention, Matt. You might learn a thing or two.
So, don't be mean to Matt, Chuck.
I'm not supporting him.
I guess you want to get to it?
Yeah, maybe there's no point in trying to beat around the bush here.
You look like you're dragging a little bit today. You okay?
No, dude. I'm up like, I can never think of the analogies.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed?
I'm up like a light switch.
Up like a hair club for men customer?
Terrible. Let's move on.
Sure, okay. Chuck, do you know what one of the simplest organic compounds found on the planet are?
School me.
I'm about to, Chuck. We're going to call those hydrocarbons for the remainder of this podcast.
Right. This is a little sciencey, but hang with us. You might learn something.
It is, but it's actually really exciting science.
It is.
I know I'm aroused.
I am too. I can tell.
All right. So, Chuck, hydrocarbons are, as I said, very simple. It's just a chain of hydrogen and carbon atoms.
Pretty simple.
Mixed together. Mm-hmm. But for all their simplicity, they pack a heck of a punch.
Indeed.
They do, actually. As a matter of fact, they're really ubiquitous as far as the stuff we use to fuel our global economy goes, meaning that hydrocarbons are actually active ingredients in petroleum,
right,
coal, natural gas. So basically, these are the things that give us the energy that we use to live our lives.
Right. It's a good way to say it.
Thanks, Chuck.
Is that the end?
That's it. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. So, Chuck, there's a couple of problems with what we're getting our hydrocarbons from these days.
And the first one is?
The first one is that eventually we're going to run out.
Right. That's a pretty well-known fact, and it's troublesome.
It's not necessarily a fact, my friend. I don't want you to get unnecessary listener mail.
Okay, sure.
It's actually a hotly debated topic, peak oil theory, which, frankly, I think we should do one on, because it's actually really interesting.
Right, you have a good article on that.
Thank you. And thank you, I have to say, I just want to go ahead and say it now to Matt Baker. You know Matt over in development?
I do.
He is actually a fanatic about energy and the
time.
future of energy use and exploring other ways, and
Yes,
he's actually a huge skeptic. So he helped lend me a little bit of healthy skepticism for this one, right? So it's good.
He's fighting the good fight.
So, but I'm of the opinion that we are running out if we haven't started to already.
Right, hit peak oil.
Right.
Sure.
So we're going to run out, but we still need the stuff. And then the other problem is this: the internal combustion engines that we currently have are not very efficient.
No, they're not.
We get, on the average, from what I understand, according to the EPA, about 15% of the potential energy found in, like, the gas or the diesel or whatever we put into an engine actually becomes usable energy, or energy that makes your car go down the road or powers your air conditioner.
Right.
Right. The rest of it's lost to all sorts of different things, heat, whatever. But one of the ways that energy is lost is through unburnt or incompletely burnt hydrocarbons.
Right. That comes right out of the old tailpipe.
Yeah. And what happens, Chuckers?
Well, I was talking to Emily about this last night, trying to break this down in my research, and Basically, the easiest way to say it is these petroleum-based fuels burn less efficiently because they're more complex.
Right.
And that's really all there is to it.
Right.
Things like ethanol, if you looked at the, what's it called? Not the helix, but
The bond?
Yeah, the bond. It's
Sure.
actually just, when you look at the two compared to each other, they're very much more simpler.
Sure.
So that's really all there is to it. It burns cleaner because more of it gets burnt initially. There's none left over.
Right. So we burn these hydrocarbons, and when we separate the bonds, it creates this reaction where we get energy.
Right.
Right. But if all the bonds aren't broken, then you have some that, like you said, come out the tailpipe.
You're right.
And let's say you have a carbon atom that interacts with the air and gets an oxygen molecule attached to it. All of a sudden, you have carbon monoxide.
Exactly.
Which is bad.
Ozone.
Ozone's another one.
Right, which is not to be confused with the ozone in the stratosphere, the ozone layer.
Right.
It's actually a good thing.
It is. You
Ozone
don't
closer
want
to the
fall
ground,
into
not
it.
good, yeah.
No, and it actually is the same thing. It just depends on where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And then, of course, you also have carbon atoms attached to one another, make soot. So
Yep.
there's a lot of problems with hydrocarbons the way we're using them right now. But there are solutions to this problem.
Exciting solutions.
Yeah, again, I'm aroused by these.
Yeah, I was talking same thing to Emily last night about this, that there are actually a lot of different ways that we could make fuel. It's just that the system we have in place has been there for so long. It's kind of, with the politics and everything, it's just well entrenched. So all these new methods are, it's kind of an efficient system because it's been in place for so long.
Sure. And
all the systems are in place. So starting up these new methods is kind of expensive and time-consuming.
It's extremely expensive, time-consuming. Plus, we've gotten, like you said, we've gotten really good at extracting oil from the ground.
Yeah.
Even from the seafloor. Remember when we did the Who Owns the Oceans podcast? We've gotten really good at getting oil out of the earth, right?
Right, because that's the only way we know.
Right, because we've been doing it for so long. Now, all of a sudden, it's becoming painfully clear that we need to come up with another solution, and fast, or else, if we have hit peak oil already, our global economy is going to come to a screeching halt, and then hopefully we'll have enough momentum to pick it up with minimal stoppage.
Right.
But probably not. We're probably going to be in big trouble because I think we waited a little too long.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. I'm not much of an alarmist, really.
Sure. But
I don't think the world's going to end in 2012.
I don't think so either.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then, you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like EFTs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors, LLC. SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
The NFL playoffs are here, and it all starts with Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon.
Man, it all comes down to this.
12 teams, 6 games, 3 days, and one epic weekend.
My goodness!
It's win or go home, and every moment counts on the road to Super Bowl 60.
It's a touchdown!
Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon. January 10th through 12th. Visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule.
But, okay, so what's leading the pack, Chuck? Could it possibly be biohydrocarbons?
Yes, Josh.
And what are those?
Well, you tell me, genius.
All right, jerk. I'll tell you what a biohydrocarbon is. It's hydrocarbons derived from plant life.
Right, converting plant sugars, essentially.
Yeah,
which is
not necessarily just sugars either. We'll get into that later.
Oh, is this one of the many?
Yeah.
See, this is where I started to get confused.
I know. Let's just put it out there, Chuck. Come on, lay it on everybody. Lay it on me. Well, I mean, like, Chuck was frustrated earlier because we were researching this, and he was like, "What is going on? Like, are we looking at ethanol? Are we looking at camelina? Like,
sure.
Which catalyst works best?" And we both figured out that what's going on is no one has this magic bullet yet, right, Chuck?
Right.
Which actually makes the whole thing that much more exciting. It's kind of like watching a horse race. Like, has the technology been developed yet? We just need to make it more efficient. Mm-hmm. Is there a plan out there we haven't even heard of that's actually going to rescue the world?
Well, maybe a little hint for the.
I know, I like that one, the Patagonian one.
Yeah, but there's research on all kinds of fronts, which is the good part. So, like you said, it's kind of a race to see who can do it the cheapest and most efficiently,
right,
and the quickest.
There's one that's already pretty well established. That's cellulosic ethanol, and Chris Paulette and I actually did a podcast many moons ago on that. But I want to give a quick refresher, and also I think biohydrocarbons is pretty much interchangeable with the word biofuels,
from what we can tell.
Right. But with cellulosic ethanol, all it is it's ethanol, which you can use to power an engine, especially when it's been modified to be powered by ethanol. And it's just created by fermenting extracted sugars from cellulose and lignin, which provide structure and shape and form to cell walls of plants.
Like the plant stands up thanks to that.
Exactly. And basically what they do is they throw a bunch of this, and it's called biomass feedstock when it's used to make ethanol, right?
Right.
They throw it in this vat, throw some microbes in there. The microbes go to town, eat this stuff, make these byproducts as waste products, and then they're catalyzed with other enzymes, and they go through this process, and out at the end comes the two final products, which are water and ethanol, right?
Yes.
And actually, there's a real advantage to this because we're already throwing away 430 million tons of plant waste every year.
Yeah,
right?
like
we're just throwing it away.
Sawdust, wood chips, stalks, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but stuff we just can't use.
Or can we?
We can if we make cellulosic ethanol out of it,
right?
It's just garbage before, but then, once we're using it, like I said, it becomes biomass feedstock. Here's the problem. You were saying earlier that it's a very expensive process. I said it's not very efficient. These are all extremely accurate, and the reason why is like those microbes I mentioned that are changing the cellulose into sugars to be fermented. Those die after a very short period of time, and they have to be replaced. So that's an added cost, right?
Indeed.
Okay, indeed.
Microbe replacement is that's a very expensive process.
Microbe replacement, it's a killer.
It
kills you every time. And plus also, remember I mentioned that the two end products are water and ethanol. They mix together really easily.
Which is good.
No, it's not.
No,
because then you have to extract the ethanol from the water, which is costly and time-consuming.
Right. So,
and it's an added step, right?
Yeah, what they're trying to do with some of these processes is limit these steps.
Right.
Which makes it obviously cheaper.
Plus also, even once you do extract the ethanol from the water and you are transporting ethanol, say, to your local gas station via pipeline, the way we do it with oil now, we shoot it through pipes. Refined gas, we shoot it through pipes, and it's separated by columns of water. So it'll be like gas, water, gas, water, gas, water. You can't do that with ethanol. We have to come up with a completely new technology for it because it'll just mix with the water. And the stuff that comes out at the end would have to be extracted again, right? So there's a bunch of challenges to cellulosic ethanol. Really what it comes down to is it's just too expensive to replace oil right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, what's the solution?
Well, which one?
Let's start rapping.
What do you want to talk about? Camelina or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Camelina is like the wonder plant, right?
Well, perhaps. Camelina is, if you want camelina, you should go to Montana, first of all.
Or Idaho.
Oh, is that the other?
Or Oregon.
Big grower?
But yeah, Montana seemed to kind of stand out above the rest as like the big potential producer for camelina, right?
Right. One of the cool things about camelina is it can be grown in a rotation with wheat crops.
Yeah.
We grow a lot of wheat.
Right. Actually, it's been shown, and it's fallow. You use it on the fallow land, right?
Right.
And right now, they just let weeds grow in a huge tract of wheat cropland. But if they replace it with camelina, actually, when they plant wheat the next season, it has about a 15% more increased yield than when they just use weeds the season before.
You want to talk yields?
Please.
Camelina yields roughly double what soy yields. And soy, is the wonder plant everyone knows.
Sure.
And the oil that camelina produces is more cold resistant than your average biodiesel.
And drought resistant.
Drought resistant.
Very much drought resistant. Since it grows in marginal lands as well, it requires very little fertilizer or insecticide. So that's huge, too.
Well, it sounds like this is the answer.
Wait, it gets even better, Chuck.
More?
Yeah. What? To get the camelina oil that's used to produce biohydrocarbon fuel, right? You actually have to crush the plant matter, and then you extract the oil. The stuff that's left over actually makes an excellent livestock feed.
Oh, okay. There you have it.
You've got all that extra
Didn't know that.
income right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they've done some studies on the emissions from, let's say, jet fuel made by camelina.
Yeah.
They call it green jet fuel.
Sure.
And there is an 84.4% savings compared to regular petroleum jet fuel.
Oh, in greenhouse gas emissions, right?
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's way huge. And if you're talking biodiesel, it exhibits savings of 78.5%.
Over regular diesel, over petroleum-based diesel, right?
Yes, sir.
And even more, you said that they were doing tests with it, right? They're actually conducting real flights with it. So of 50% jet fuel, like petroleum-based jet fuel, and 50% biojet fuel, green jet fuel.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so it's actually keeping the plane aloft. And I believe it's
key.
more energy efficient. Yeah,
well,
ultimately,
yeah.
Nobody wants to use, no matter how environmentally friendly a fuel is, everybody's going to hate it if planes crash when you fill it up with it, right?
Sure. And we were talking about Montana. The state of Montana alone could support between 2 and 3 million acres of this stuff.
Producing how many millions of barrels of oil?
Well, 200 to 300 million gallons of oil a year.
Here's the rub.
That farmers grow education. They don't know a lot about it at this point.
They don't, but even if every farmer in Montana were producing the maximum amount of camelina oil every year, right? 300 million gallons?
Yeah.
A year?
3 to 4, I think.
See, the problem is here in the U.S., we use 21 million barrels of oil a day.
Yeah.
So even if Montana produced the maximum yield of camelina oil, we use it up as a nation in just a few days.
Yeah,
a week tops. You know what I'm saying?
So
that's a huge problem with it.
So much for that.
Plus, also, camelina goes through a similar process to cellulosic ethanol. So you've got these extra expensive steps, right? So clearly, we have the cleaner burning fuel part down, right? Because it's producing simpler biohydrocarbons, so they're burning more efficiently,
right?
And they're burning up completely.
Yeah.
So there's fewer emissions. Except there's carbon dioxide emissions still.
Right.
In a truly perfect alternative fuel, the two waste products are going to be water and carbon dioxide.
Right.
The problem is we're still emitting carbon dioxide.
Right. Actually, hydrogen would be the way to go.
Sure, but...
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
So that you just scoffed.
So did you like that?
Yeah.
That was a pretty clear scoff, wasn't it? So we still have this hurdle, and one of them is the making a fewer step process, which would be inherently less expensive, right?
Right. Are you talking about the mystery fungus?
No. Yes. Sure.
Not a mystery fungus, but super fungus.
Well, that's different. I mean, that's like just going to the source to find, I don't know, maybe some sort of fungus that produces diesel on its own without any steps.
Shall we talk about that?
Is there such a thing?
I think so, Josh.
Crazy.
They have found this in Patagonia. Is that right? In the rainforest?
Yeah.
And it is called, help me out here, Gliocladium roseum.
I think that's probably pretty close, Chuck.
Gliocladium roseum.
Or G. roseum.
Yeah, let's just call it that.
Okay.
Or G. rose. Or just Dros.
G. rose.
Let's call it G. roseum.
Okay.
And they've discovered this fungus kind of by accident, or not kind of accident, very much by accident.
Sure.
Which is the best part.
Yeah, they were running around the Patagonian rainforest exposing tree fungus to antibiotics to see what happens.
Right, a bunch of hippies.
Yeah.
And what they found out was this G. roseum grew in the presence of these gases when everything else was dying away. So they kind of went, hey, that could be a good thing.
What is this stuff?
Exactly.
And then they looked a little closer, and what?
Well, are you saying the best part is that you can grow this in labs?
Sure. That's one part. I think the best part is the fact that this thing naturally excretes diesel.
Oh, well, sure.
Diesel fuel. There's a fungus out there that excretes what we would just call diesel fuel.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Well, you were going the obvious route. I thought.
Sorry. Talk about like cutting steps out.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, you just expose this stuff to antibiotics, right?
Yeah.
And it starts producing diesel
directly from cellulose.
Yeah, from eating on a tree.
Yeah, I know.
Right, and like you said, they've already managed to reproduce it in the lab, right?
Right, and they call it mycodiesel.
Yeah.
And yeah, they can create this stuff in the lab.
It's crazy.
Which, this is one of the big exciting things about G. roseum.
Well, plus also, G. roseum, as if it couldn't get any better, produces potent antibiotics as a byproduct as well.
I didn't think
it's
I knew
producing
that.
diesel and antibiotics.
Well, so why don't we just go this route? 100%.
I think we should bow down to the G. roseum master, which will clearly dominate the human race within the next 50 years.
Right, and this is only like 6 months ago that they figured this stuff out.
Yeah, it's like brand new.
The dawning of a new age, maybe.
Well, it was 12 months ago they found out, but it took them 6 months to get out of the forest, and they were running the whole time to tell everybody.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Yeah, they kept falling down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Support for this show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt, from renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, buys one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/SYSK and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/SYSK. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors, LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated Assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
The NFL playoffs are here, and it all starts with Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon.
Man, it all comes down to this.
12 teams, 6 games, 3 days, and one epic weekend.
My goodness!
It's win or go home, and every moment counts on the road to Super Bowl 60.
It's a touchdown!
Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon. January 10th through 12th. Visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule.
So what I want to know, well, the good part is that they can actually manufacture it, because that's what I was worried about was, cool, they found this thing, but it's in the rainforest. So then I thought, well, that just means they're going to start raping the rainforest.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, too, and I have to say I was
Pleasantly
happy to
surprised.
see that they synthesized it already, or
That's awesome.
figured out how to manipulate it.
Go science.
Exactly, precisely. Also, there's a movement afoot to cut out extra steps in the ethanol process, or converting camelina oil to usable diesel fuel.
Right.
And that's using different kinds of catalysts. There are these guys at MIT that are using metals like platinum and copper, I believe.
Right.
To catalyze these things. What happens is basically, from what I understand, and again, this is MIT, and I definitely did not attend MIT.
You're a bunch of dummies.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. Basically, you take this cellulosic ethanol, say, right, and you run it over these catalysts that are at very high heat. So,
Right.
like, you have ultra heated platinum, and what happens is when it goes over it actually converts the chemical composition of the ethanol. Or not the ethanol, the main ingredients used in ethanol.
Right.
The cellulose, let's say. And it converts it into biohydrocarbons right there.
Yeah.
There's no other steps. Actually, there are 2 steps, but they're actually very quick. And it's thousands of times faster, I understand, than microbial fermentation.
Indeed.
So you can produce this stuff constantly.
And it can be recycled.
Exactly. The catalyst can be reused because you're not using microbes, you're using metal.
Right.
And platinum stands up to heat pretty well, right? Even better, the stuff that comes out on the other end, the usable fuel, it actually separates from the other byproducts. So it's just sitting there on top, making extraction easy. And the stuff that remains on bottom is actually highly usable in the manufacture of plastics, too. So it seems to me like we're getting closer and closer and closer. Yeah. The problem is I think we humans tend to rest on our laurels a lot.
Yeah.
We know how to get oil out of the ground. I don't see any oil missing. What's the big problem?
Until it all dries up.
It's going to take someone of real prominence to come out and be like, you idiots, we're in big trouble.
Right.
for anybody to wise up and really start funding this stuff.
Yeah.
But if
some great thinker needs to come along and demand it.
Who?
Maybe you.
Thanks. I demand that everyone start funding this stuff.
Right, and they'd say, and you are, as you're being handcuffed.
That's fine.
Sure.
I've been handcuffed before.
I don't doubt it.
So that's biohydrocarbons.
Is that it?
Sure.
Well, I'm very impressed, dude. Chemistry and math, this stuff kind of flies over my head. I did my best to hang in there, but...
You did great, Chuck.
You did great.
Thanks, Chuck. So, Chuck, we don't have anything to plug. We're done with biohydrocarbons. That can only be one thing, my friend.
Listener mail.
Exactly.
So, Josh, I'm just going to call this Italian listener mail.
Okay.
Because it comes from an Italian
Can
dude.
you maybe say it in an accent?
Like
Ponzi scheme?
I might throw in a word or two in there.
Okay.
He doesn't say anything about the puns, see. So this is from Stefan in Italy, and this is in regards to our propaganda podcast.
Okay.
Which was just recently released.
Yeah.
He wants to point out that, first of all, I'm Italian, so sorry for the bad English. The Prime Minister of Italy, Silvio Berlusconi, he is apparently quite the propagandist, is what this Stefan says. And he says, here we can only dream about propaganda being illegal. I don't want to argue through a reductio ad Hitlerum, but the current situation in Italy is worse than Nazi Germany. That's what he says. I didn't realize that.
Chuck, you're going to get the Italians after us.
Well, maybe. Okay. You don't want the Italians after us.
No, you don't.
The Knight is what they call him, evidently, and he says...
With a K.
Yes, the K-N-I-G-H-T is what the Italian media calls the Prime Minister, and he owns all private free televisions and has shares, and I think he means TV stations, and he has shares in the pay-per-view ones. So being the Prime Minister, he can influence the public TV channels. He illegally became the owner of nearly every publisher or newspaper in the country.
Wow.
And he sues everyone who allows himself to criticize him.
Wow.
So a little Italian influence there on the speak.
Sure.
He says there are plenty of cases of phone interceptions and or admissions that he influenced people, and some news and or journalists are being ridiculously one-sided. You never hear anything bad about the government or the Prime Minister, and protesters and opposition are always displayed as fools. So basically it sounds like Italy is in some big trouble over there.
Yeah.
So he goes on for a while, but I'll just kind of skip down to the end. There are 2 free news sources and some radio stations that we have called Radical Radio and the Internet, but they're working on some laws to ban blogs and already have some in place to censor certain sites. So I just wanted you to know that it's probably the best modern-day propaganda you will find. Stefan in Italy, and Stefan, they're coming for you as we speak.
Yeah, sorry, Stefan, but I think that Chuck and I both say hats off to you for being the voice of, reason over there in Italy. Chuck, I feel like we're complicit in smuggling information out of Italy and broadcasting it around the world.
I didn't realize Italy was
cool.
like this. I've been to Italy, and I thought it was a pretty cool place. I didn't get that sense.
Did you see that one email from a listener in China who said that our blog is outlawed there?
Yeah, I like being banned.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard. We're like right there with the Dalai Lama.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, well, if you want to compare Chuck and I to the Dalai Lama, let us know what's going on in your country or just to say hi. You can send an email to stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com. But don't get caught.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com. Want more How Stuff Works? Check out our blogs on the howstuffworks.com homepage. Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you?
At CVS, it matters that we're not just in your community, but that we're part of it. It matters that we're here for you when you need us, day or night. And we want everyone to feel welcomed and rewarded. It matters that CVS is here to fill your prescriptions and here to fill your craving for a tasty and, healthy snack. At CVS, we're proud to serve your community because we believe where you get your medicine matters. So visit us at cvs.com or just come by our store. We can't wait to meet you. Store hours vary by location.
The NFL playoffs are here, and it all starts with Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon.
Man, it all comes down to this.
12 teams, 6 games, 3 days, and 1 epic weekend.
My goodness!
It's win or go home, and every moment counts on the road to Super Bowl 60.
It's a touchdown!
Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon. January 10th through 12th. Visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.